Hello, hello. Please say hi as you jump on and let me know what's in your cup. I'm having my Ribos herbal tea. Hope everyone's doing good this Easter Sunday. I expect this to be kind of a small group live because of that, but for those of you joining me, I appreciate it. Hey, Anne, how are you? I'm going to give everybody just a second to jump on here. For those of you that are new, my name is Jeri Mobley, also known as the Shameless Stamper. You can find me at shamelessstamper.com, Shameless Stamper here on Facebook, YouTube, etc. If you're watching this live, there's a little live red button up here. If not, then this is a replay. Either way, make sure you comment throughout the video so that you can be in my comment drawings, because I do one live and one after the fact. So you can still win goodies from commenting on my videos. And if you'd like to join us live, the rest of the time I am here on Facebook Live Saturday and Sunday, and then some Fridays, always at 2 p.m. Central Time. I'm also in the process of moving all my videos over to YouTube, so you can catch me there too, because videos here on Facebook are only available now for 30 days. So definitely check it out, either location. Also, I do lots of different kinds of lives. So I do cards, scrapbooking like we're doing today. I also do 3D projects, techniques like we did yesterday, craft organizing, etc. So you can join us 2 to 3 days a week for creative inspiration. If you miss out on the live, you can always watch the replays. But if you can join us live, I'd appreciate it, because I love that. And of course, there's also a list under my events of all the upcoming Facebook Lives that are scheduled. And you can also get my calendar, which is super cool. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. Oh, it has been raining here all weekend long, Marcia. She asked me if I got the storm. Yes, it has been just a swampy mess all weekend. Oh, I'm so sorry, Phyllis. Welcome, you guys. That sounds no fun. I will definitely be praying for you. Okay, and like I said, I do expect the live to be kind of small today, just because, you know, it is Easter Sunday, and I expect that a lot of people are busy doing different things. So some of us don't have plans, and that's okay too, like me. But for those of you that might be out with family and stuff, I know you'll probably catch this as a replay. Hey, Pauline. Yes, happy Easter. So I had originally planned, oh wait, hold on, let me grab something. I had originally planned to do the Everyday You and Me kit for today, but this is, let me see here. I need to look it up and see what the change has been. So I noticed the other day when I was online looking at, oh, shoot, hold on. This is being silly. I thought I had already signed in. Why is it doing that? Okay. That's so funny. Okay. So when I got online the other day, I noticed that this was in the last chance stuff. So it is available, but it is last chance. So I highly recommend, if you want this or the stamp set that that coordinates with it, to go ahead and pick it up. But I was worried that I wouldn't be able to get this done in time. So, or wouldn't be able to get it done before it sold out. So I decided not to do this one. So it is available, and the designer series paper is not in the last chance stuff, so that will be available after the fact, but I just wanted to make you guys aware of that. Okay, So I did change it to doing the Meant to Be kit, which is so cute. So I'm super excited about this one. So we're going to play with this one today. Let's see. Hey, Darlene. Yeah, I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, we haven't done an Easter thing in a while because our kids are past the, you know, egg stage, of course. They're adults now, and so we're kind of in that in-between phase where once we have grandkids, we'll probably start doing something again, but other than church, you know. So, okay. So we are going to have fun today with our scrapbook kit. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. If you already have it, you can of course follow along. If not, you can go ahead and purchase it. A couple of things I want to point out is that we do have this old stamp set, not old, the stamp set we've had in the line for a while called Be My Valentine, which you can also get the punch that coordinates with this one as a, I'm not sure if you can still get this as a bundle, but anyway, you can get this coordinates, the size of the bee is the same. And then we have this new Meant to Be, which goes with the kit. Now, I want to point something out to you. The bees, and if you, I mentioned this in a video the other day, but I just want to say it again. The bees in this one are, one is bigger and one is smaller than this one. So if you have both of these sets, you have 3 sizes of bees, which is super cool. And then also with this set, you can get the die set that coordinates, which has all of your pieces to cut this stuff out. Plus it has the words, which are Our Hive, which is super cute. And then you have all of the octagon pieces. The cool thing about the octagon pieces is that they are frames and inside pieces. So that is super cool. You can get a lot of versatility with these. Plus you have some standalone dies as well. And so that's super cool. So you've got all of, you know, the flowers and the hearts and all the different sizes. You have different faces in both of these. They are not exactly the same. They are different. You have different path, you have different sentiments. So these are really great because they coordinate together. So I highly recommend, if you have this one, pick this one up too, and the die set that coordinates. And oh my gosh, look at all of the product that you have. Plus, if you have the old paper, the new paper, the kits, I mean, oh my gosh, that is a ton of great stuff. So this was so very popular. I feel like they went ahead and took it to the next level, which I'm super excited about because I think it is adorable. Also, just a quick reference, we also have the add-on die set for Spring is in the Air. This is the add-on die set for Paper Pumpkin. So if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can also pick up this die that makes the honeycomb. So there is not a die in here that makes a honeycomb. So I love that you've got this, and you've also got this cute little bee too. But this honeycomb is super great, and so that's an option as well. Okay. Are you guys ready? We're going to play. Hey, how are you, Kathy? All right, so that is all of the kind of go together with this product, as well as the paper that you can pick up, which is cute as can be. So, and then you can also get it with the sticker pack that is in the workshop. So I'm gonna show you that here in just a minute. So you can get the stickers and the paper together, and there's also a coordinating cardstock. The great cardstock assorted pack. The great thing about these things separately is that if you want to make your own layouts, this gives you some really fun options. If you want to add to what's in the workshop, you can do that. There are some papers that are different with most of our workshops that have coordinating products on the outside, so just be aware of that too. So there may be some designer series papers in particular in the kit that are different. Also, because there's exclusive ones. So this particular pack of the cardstock, and of course these cardstocks are always the 2-tone, so you get, let me show it to you like this, you get, you know, the 2-tone 12 by 12, and so you have 4 of the Petunia Pop, 4 of Bubble Bath, 4 of Old Olive, and 4 of Pool Party. And so you've got all of those great colors in this assorted pack of cardstock as well. Okay, so let me show you this paper. So hopefully you guys can see the differences. So this is the Cute as Can Be designer series paper that you buy separately. And so you have and if you guys have the old paper, raise your hand if you have the old paper from when the Be My Valentine first came out. They're different colors, but some of the designs are the same. So you have some versatility. So we have the bees. We have, and there's 2 of each sheet. We have this one, which in the old set was yellow, so it's now in Petunia Pop. We have the honey with the, what do you call it? The paths, the little bee paths, which I think in this one it used to be petal pink, if I'm remembering right. I don't have it in front of me, so I'm trying to remember. Okay, so then we have our little bees with our trails. We have the hearts. We have the flowers. The lines, which I love, of course. We've got some more bees amongst flowers. And then we have our flowers, which this used to be red. So I believe this was in, I'm trying to remember, was it Poppy Parade or Real Red? I can't remember. I think it was in Real Red, but don't hold me to that. Okay, then we have some other bees and some other flowers, and then the honeycomb in green. And I'm fairly sure that the honeycomb in the last one was petal pink, and this time it's in green. And I'm like, guys, what's wrong with making it yellow? Like, wouldn't that make more sense? That's my only, and I think it's because they were trying to keep these colors in the back, but still, I'm like, this should be yellow. Why? Why are we not making this yellow? Am I too literal? That's probably the problem. I'm too literal. I want it to be literal. I want that to be yellow, but both times they've done it in other colors. Oh, well, it's just me. Okay. So, or maybe it's not just me. Maybe the rest of you feel the same way. I don't know, but let's go ahead and now bring out, this is the actual kit that we're going to be playing with today. Maybe next year. I doubt it. So let me pull all of these goodies out. All right. And how many of you love that these come in a sealable bag? I wish all of our 12 by 12 products came in a sealable bag. That would be awesome. Okay. So the meant to be instruction sheets, you guys can leave these stapled if you want. I'm always taking them apart because I find it easier to use on my desk. So if you guys don't have one of these little, I call them little sharks. This is the little, the old-fashioned staple remover. They're wonderful. Whoever invented this, I swear. Awesome. Okay, so I always take those out. And on the front, it shows you all 3 of the layouts. My nose is running, you guys. Hold on. So sorry. Okay, I know. Isn't the designer series paper cute? It really is. So hello to anybody who has joined us. So sorry, my nose is totally running all of a sudden. Okay. So you have all 3 of the layouts. It does tell you materials needed. On this one, it does suggest that you have the Petunia Pop marker. However, you could have the ink pad too, one or the other. I'm going to show you what they're talking about later. Or you could have both, because you may also want to, and sometimes journal in, I love to journal in these colors. Whenever I have a scrapbook page, I usually journal in those colors, or you could always journal in black. That works too. Whatever works for you. So, it does recommend that. And then of course, some other things that you might need, along the way. Always on this front page, it also tells you what photos you're going to need. So in this, it does have some photo placement cards. We have, so far in all the kits that we've done, have had these sizes, but this is the first time that we've had a 5x7 in our layouts. So I'm super excited about that, because I do keep these and use these over and over and over again when I'm making layouts to figure things out. So that's really nice. So I do recommend you keep these and make use of them. Okay, but it does tell you here each project and what photos you would need to make it exactly this way. Now, I don't often do pages like this where there's just one picture on a page. But I am going to do it for this one. But I just wanted to make you aware that is not a common thing for me. I have a tendency to want to get more pictures in my layouts, and I don't like as much blank space. But some people prefer this style where there's, sorry, I have hiccups, where they're like this one here, where there's only like 3 photos, but a lot of stuff. And that's okay. I kind of go back and forth. I don't know why I have hiccups. But I do tend to do more pages where there's more photos. I prefer, I have no, I was trying to put prefer and tend together and I got pretend. That's hilarious. I prefer, or I tend to do the style that has more photos, but we are going to do it as is this time. And so if you want to make adjustments to that, feel free to do that. 'Tis the season for runny noses. Yep. Flowers and pollen and all that jazz, right? So this is perfect because it has flowers and bees and all that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with this. So let me show you what's in here. So besides your instructions and your photo mats, you have all of these goodies. First off, you have your designer series paper. So we do have one sheet that looks like this. And this is, I believe, the same. Hold on, I'm gonna check it to this one. Is that the same as this one? Yeah, it's the same sheet. Then we have, oh, I'm so sorry. Then we have two like this, and this is different. So you have, hold on, let me go back to the paper only stack here. So this one had this on it instead, and on the back of one of the others has this. So this is different from both of those. It has different colors. This one is the same as the one in the pack as on this side, but then you have lines that are blue, whereas in this one, the lines look like this. So if you have the old pack, you have this pack, you've got lots of different colors, right? Okay, so we've got this one, and then we've also got this one, which is different because it's just the flowers. And this is a exclusive, so there's nothing on the back, and there's two of those. And this is another exclusive with the yellow lines of little bitty flowers. They're tiny, tiny flowers. And so there's nothing on the back of that one. Then we have this sheet. This is punch outs. Do you guys see those? So you have flowers and you have hearts. Also, you're going to have this strip left over once you punch these out, which can be super fun to play with on a page or on cards. So I recommend keeping it and not throwing it out. So you've got all of those punch outs. And then we have the sticker sheet, which again, and oh, by the way, you can see here, a lot of these punch outs are extra. So these have numbers on them because they go with certain layouts, but other than that, they're extra. So I'm actually I'm gonna punch these out. So we have two of the green, which is Old Olive, maybe if I can get it. And we have, I'll do it this way, the flowers over here, 3 of these. Okay, so you have those in a couple of different colors. And then finally, the one is the first layout. And so you've got hearts from that one. Okay, so there's a lot extra in here that you'll be able to use later. Okay, then you have the sticker sheet, which again is the same sticker sheet you can purchase with the designer series paper that is just designer series paper. So that is an option as well. I'm going to put that away now. And then you have the cardstock that comes with the kit, which there are 2 sheets of Willow White, 2 sheets of Pool Party, 2 sheets of Old Olive, and 2 sheets of Bubble Bath. So we've got those 4 sheets of cardstock. This is just my back sheet, so I'm going to pull that away and we'll use that to help us sort some things here in a minute. All right, so that said, I am going to open this up. I've got my cardstock here because I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that. I'm going to open this up. So our backgrounds are the pink, the green, and then this is the yellow one-sided paper here on the yellow one. Okay, so those are our 3 layout pieces. So number 1 is the pink, number 2 is the yellow, so I'm just going to set that aside. And then number 3 is this old olive style. So I'm going to make 3 little piles, and then I'm going to go ahead and add all of these pieces. So this is 3, so I'll put that in pile 3. This is 2, and this goes with 1. So I'm going to put those in those piles. This is the easy way to kind of get things put where they go as you go, okay? So I'll set the paper aside. So I'm going to open this up now to page 1, and we're going to start cutting our paper to prepare it. So if you've never watched one of these videos before, each of these first of all, the first part of this is cutting all of your papers. Then the rest is the layout part. So if you come over here to the layout part, you can see where it has 1H, that number right there. And if you go back here, you'll see it in here. 1H is right here because it's this paper right here that they've used. Okay, so when you cut this out, whatever number it is, 1, that means it goes with the first layout. H is the number of the piece, and then you'll find it when you're going to do the actual layouts. Okay, so we're going to start by cutting all of these pieces, and then the other thing you want to keep in mind is it tells you what page is what side of your paper is front and what is back. And it will put an asterisk by any of these that are labeled that are for the back, okay? Do you have to cut it that way? No, you can cut it all from the front if you want to, but it's just that when you go to use this piece, you're gonna flip it to the back. Also, if the page is directional, it shows you in which direction you want your pages to go. So for instance, this one is lines. You want to make sure that when you're cutting that your lines are going in the right direction. This one technically probably won't be a huge deal, but it is directional because hexagons are not the same this way as they are that way, right? So you want to make sure that you've got it going in the right direction while you're cutting. Okay, so we're going to start with this one here, which is this guy. And because this front design is semi-directional, it does help. So basically, if you look at the face, well, I shouldn't say semi, it is directional. If you look at the faces, that is the up way, okay? So make sure your faces are going in the right direction, because if it's like this, you can see your faces are not pointed in the right direction. So that is the correct direction. When you flip it over, you'll see that your hexagons are going in lines going up and down, and that is the correct direction. So this is the direction we're going to cut it in. So I'm going to grab this so you can kind of see this as we go. Okay, can you guys see that okay? Well, it's going to get covered up a little bit by this, but so usually this shows you where you want to make your first cut. I do always have a few little alterations to that, so I will certainly go over that with you guys as we get to it. But we are gonna start with this one going in the way that it suggests, and we need to pull this out because we're gonna cut. Our first cut is gonna be 8 inches. So I am gonna cut this at 8 inches. And then the next cut here is 2 inches. So go ahead and cut that at 2. And that is going to leave us a 2-inch strip that is scrap, okay? All right. Now this 2-inch piece, since I've already got it in here, that's this one here, we're going to cut 5 2-inch pieces from this. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn it this way, and then I'm going to cut 5 of those. 1, slide it up, 2, try to get it as close. I always try to cut the same way. So if you cut on the line, make sure your page is always on the line. If you cut in front of the line, make sure you always are cutting that way. You'll be happier. And then 1 more, which means we're actually going to have a 2-inch piece left over, which is kind of funny. So this piece that is 2 by 2, or you can choose any of the pieces you want to keep. Like maybe you want to keep this one because you can see 2 bees on there, super cute, then keep that one. It doesn't matter. Okay, so we have 5 of these pieces. All 5 of these pieces, I don't know why I'm getting rid of this. Okay, all 5 of these pieces go with project number 1. Okay, so I'm just going to put those with project number 1. All right, then back to this first piece. We're going to actually rotate it now because we need to cut here. And that piece is going to get cut at 4 3/4. So we're going to cut this at 4 3/4. And this, as you can see, it's number 2D, so that means it goes with project 2. And then we're going to cut at 6, let's see, do I want to do that? And I'm going to rotate it back around this way so the faces are up, and I'm going to cut at 4. Okay, then I'll rotate it back around, and this is going to get cut at 6 1/2. And this goes with project 2. And then this piece is scrap. And then we have this piece that gets cut at 4. So we'll have another piece here that is also, I think it's 3 3/4. No, 3 1/4, sorry. 3 1/4 by 4. So you definitely have a big enough piece here to use on a card or another layout or something like that. But this piece that is 4 by 4 goes with project 1. Okay. Moving on to the second sheet, we're going to grab one of the lined pieces. So this one here. And with the lines going side to side, I'm going to start with my first cut, which is at 4 inches. I'm going to rotate that, and I'm going to cut it 3 times at 4 inches. One, 2, and then 3. Let's see, all 3 of these go with project 1. Now, one of these is going to get flipped over, but they still all go with project 1. Okay. The next line we're going to cut is at 2 inches. And then this one we're going to cut 6 pieces that are 2 inches wide. So I'm just going to cut 2 inches 5 times, and that'll give us our 6 pieces. So 1, 2, ow, I just stabbed myself with my own nail. How many of you have ever done that? I'm sure. Lovely. Speaking of hurting yourself, my cat, who has really long back claws, I probably need to see if I can trim them. She went running across my husband last night in bed, or the night before, I guess it was, and she managed to poke him in the mouth with one of her back nails. I don't know why she ran across his face. I was like, really? So she actually drew blood. He was like, thank you very much. Okay, so all of these also go with project 1. Okay. The next part of this is this section here, and again, we're going to cut this at 2 3/4. So actually, I'm sorry, before we do that, I'm going to turn this, and I'm going to cut this at 4 inches. Trust me, we're going to cut this section off. So I'm going to cut that at 4 inches, and this is a scrap piece. Okay, now rotate it back around this way and cut it at 2 3/4. Okay, and then we're going to cut both of these pieces at 4 inches. And both of these go with project 2. Okay, then we're going to cut, so this section, so you're basically looking at, we don't have that anymore, and we don't have this, right? So it's just this little section up here. So we still have a big spot down here. So rather than wasting all of it, what I'm going to do, and you guys can choose how you want to do this, you can either cut this first and have 1, 2 pieces, or you can cut this way first and have one bigger section plus a little section, because we're also going to have this strip here. So it kind of depends on what you want to leave. It is completely your bag. In fact, you could have technically cut this line off before you cut this piece off. And you would have had a 12-inch strip, but it's completely up to you. So whichever way you want to do it. So I am going to go this way first, just because I like how much that's going to leave for me. So this is 8 inches long, and we're going to be cutting at 6 1/2. that means we're only going to have 1.5 inches left. So I'm going to cut 1.5 inches off. So again, it's up to you and how you want your scraps to be left. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm going to cut 2 1/2-inch strips. 1 and 2. And these 2 strips also go with project 2. And then this piece here, we're going to cut down to 2 inches. So you're going to have this little strip that is really great for like putting on the inside of a card or something. And that is scrap. And we're going to cut 3 pieces that are 2 inches. So 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to have this little tiny scrap left. And again, these go on the first layout. Okay. Now we're going to move to page 3. Look, I made myself bleed. Meryl, you haven't tried the scrapbook kits yet? Have you watched the other videos I've done of this? Because they're so easy. You guys should give them a try. Hey, Ruthie. Wow. It doesn't. That's why I like to do these videos, because you can see everything that comes in the kit better. Oh, I'm so sorry. Darlene, I'll be praying for him. Oh, it's not that bad. I don't need a Band-Aid. It's fine. Okay, so we're going to do the other page that's the blue. And again, we want the stripes going side to side for our first cut. I'm actually going to cut, this is 3.5 and 3.5. So I'm actually going to cut at 7 inches first. And that's going to leave this piece as scrap. So I'm going to add that to all my other scraps here. Okay. Now I'm going to rotate this. This is one of those I like to kind of show. You can either leave these as 2 separate scraps, or you can cut this way and then have a smaller scrap. It's up to you. So if you want to do it this way, go ahead and cut at 3.5, or you can rotate this way and cut at 8 1/4 first. It doesn't matter. Let's see, what do I want to do? I think I'm actually going to cut it this way this time. So I'm going to cut it 3.5. One of these we are going to cut at 8 1/4. So you're going to have this scrap. And the other one we're going to cut at 6.5. So you're going to have a 5.5-inch scrap. Okay. And so all of your scraps that you have left over are great for other layouts or cards that you're making, whatever you want to do with those. So these are going to both go with layout number 3. Okay. Then we're going to move on to the pink trails with the green kind of checks on the other side. You want to make sure that your trails, I know it's really hard to see on this picture, but you want your trails going up and down. So for this one, I am actually going to rotate. This is one of those that I wanted to point out. I am going to change, my first cut is actually going to end up here because I want a 12-inch long strip. I can do more with those. So I'm actually going to cut here first. And that is going to get cut. So these are 6 by 6 on each of these, but this is 9 1/4. So that means if I just cut at 9 1/4 first, oops, hold on. I want my trails going this way, so this way. If I cut it 9 1/4, you want your trails going side to side before you do this. Okay, so cut with the trails going side to side at 9 1/4. Now I have a nice big 12-inch piece, which I like to have those as often as I can get them. If I cut them down later, that's fine, but I like those. So back to the direction that we started at, which is with the trails going up and down. Now I can cut it at 6 inches. And this first piece here will go with number 3, but we need to cut the other one at 7 1/2. So I'll move this over here. And this will be scrap also, okay, which is great for a card, honestly, because this is great for like a section, a strip that you do up and down on a card or whatever. So both of these pieces go with project number 3. Okay, I love these colors together, by the way. All right, and then this one we're gonna cut. This is we're going to cut 3 1/2 twice. So one here at 3 1/2. Cut another one at, whoops, another one at 3 1/2. And that is going to leave us this nice big chunk that we can use on something else. Okay. Now we're going to rotate these. So this first one is going to get cut at 11 inches. So it's just going to leave us an inch on the end that's scrap. And then this one here gets cut at 8 1/2 inches. And again, we have a scrap. Okay, so this part, these two here also go with project number 3. Okay, now we're going to move to this paper here. So this one has our flowers going, this is the exclusive, so there's nothing on the back. And the flowers are going up and down, so you want to make sure they're going in the right direction. I'm, again, going to change, actually, what I'm going to cut first. I'm going to cut this first because it is going to leave me a bigger gap here because this is 1 3/4. Whereas this here is going to be like 1 1/4. So I'm going to get a wider strip that's 12 inches long by turning it. So I'm going to rotate my flowers to the left and cut at 10 1/4. Now, because this is directional, if you would prefer to have an up and down strip that's longer, that's fine. You can do that. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it this way because I like doing it better that way. And then I can rotate this around, and this will be my second cut, which I'm going to cut at 6 inches. And then we have one more that we're going to cut at 4 3/4. Yeah, 4 3/4. So I have a question for you guys. How many of you have watched 1923? Or do you watch Yellowstone? Have you watched 1883, etc.? How many of you watch any of the series? Or yeah, of that universe. So these both go with project number 3. Okay, and then we're going to move on to page 4, which is on the back of page 3. Again, another exclusive sheet. However, we do, no, we don't. Okay, sorry. We only need 2 inches off this one. Again, the flowers are going up and down as shown, though it's really not going to matter because these pieces are 2 by 2. So you can cut it either way you want. But I'll go up and down. All right. And so then I need 5 pieces that are 2 by 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, happy Easter. How are you doing, Carmen? 5. And so this one will be scrap. The other 5 go with, you guessed it, project number 1. All these little 2x2 squares go with project number 1. Okay, now we're moving to our cardstock. So we have 2 sheets of white willow. One of these sheets needs to be cut at 11 by 11. So we're going to go ahead and cut this. So we've got that, and then I'll rotate it. And yes, I prefer to go to the 11, sorry, I've got hiccups, the 11 mark rather than the 1-inch mark, just because sometimes these are not perfectly 12 by 12, so I get a little bit better measurement if I go with the actual measurement. Okay, so this 11 by 11 is going to go with project 1, as is this next sheet, which we're going to cut at 9 1/4 by 9 1/4. So again, we're going to cut 9 1/4. And then rotate for 9 1/4. Okay, so you do have some willow white that's left over. Okay, so that'll goes with project 1. Then for our blue, which is pool party, we're gonna cut, and again, this is a preference thing. You guys can cut exactly as is. I'm gonna cut here because I like the bigger pieces left over. So I'm gonna cut there first, but you don't have to. So if I'm gonna do that, this is 4 1/4 this way. We've got 6 1/4 and 3 1/4, so that's 9 1/2. So I'm gonna cut at 9 1/2 first. But if you don't want to do that, just follow the instructions as is, and that's fine too. So then I'll rotate it. Now it's going up and down just like this piece here. So I will cut this at 4 1/4. And 6 1/4 is the next piece. This is something you do have to cut because there is going to be a little scrap left over. 6 1/4 is like one of the hardest marks to see. I hate it. It's in that dark spot. Okay, and then this piece here is scrap. The 6 1/4 piece we're going to rotate and cut at 8 3/8. So you want to go 1, 2, 3 over here. The one between 1/4 and 1/2. So you will have a little scrap here. And then this one we're going to cut into 2 pieces. So we're going to cut it at 6 1/4. Or if you want to go the easy route, you could cut it 3 1/4. That'll be easier. I can see it easier. Okay, so these 2 pieces here, those 2 smaller ones, go with project 3. And this larger piece here goes with project 2. Okay. And then we're going to move to page 5 and do our very last sheet. And our first, oops, I grabbed the, what do you call it, pieces too. We don't need those. I put them over here with my stickers. Okay, so we're going to cut. Now, again, you guys can choose what you want to do. This is one of those that I prefer to cut here to give myself a bigger leftover piece. So I'm going to cut here first. This is my first cut. And that is going to be at, let's see, 6 1/2 and, wait, hold on. 6 1/2 and 4 1/4. So 10 3/4. So I'm going to cut it 10 3/4. But if you want this square left instead, you guys can do that. It's up to you. So it's completely up to you. Either way is fine. But if you want to cut here, it's going to be 10 3/4. Right? So what do you want to do? Do you want to cut it just like this, or do you want to cut it this way? It's up to you. You're going to end up with this small piece either way. So do we want to do that, or do we want to cut here? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and cut the way they suggest. Let's see how that turns out. So I'm going to go with 5 1/4. And then 7 1/4. Which leaves 4 3/4 by 5 1/4. Whatever. Okay, so this one is going to go with project 3. Then this section here, we're going to cut I'm going to cut it 6 1/2, which will give us a little strip here. And we're going to cut this 6 1/2. Just like so. This one goes with project 2. And then we have one that's 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. So this should be 6 1/2. Yeah. So I'm going to cut 6 1/4. But that's not right. I had it turned around. I was like, wait, that's not going to cut anything. So 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. All right, and this piece goes with project 1. All right, so that's all of our cutting that we need to do. And so now you end up with these 2 pieces. So what this shows you is the full layout. So you've got the left-hand page and the right-hand page. This shows you what it's going to look like. This shows you where all the little pieces go. So we're going to start with this one. Move all of my scraps over here out of the way. We have a lot of scraps. And we have our stickers, so don't forget we're going to get to that too. Okay, so for our first project, I'm going to grab all of my pieces that I set aside. And I've got all my little 2 by 2 inch pieces here. And all of these, which are 4 by 4. And that's going to be all on the second page, by the way. So they all go on this side. Okay, and then we have our 3 little hearts, which I believe, or 2 hearts, sorry, are all on the second page too. So I'm just going to set these aside. Okay. Also on the second page is this smaller sheet, the smaller of the 2 white. So I'm going to set that aside along with the pink piece. So all of this is for our second page for this layout. So the first page, we're going to go ahead and add this piece on here. This is a big mat. Hey Sue, how are you? Hey, that rhymed. Happy Easter. Okay, so we're just going to add this on here. And I can see that I do need to change my blade out. I kind of noticed that the other day and I forgot to change it out before we got to today, so I'm struggling with little fuzzies. Sorry, you can always just file those off. Okay, so we're just going to add this piece in the center. It's about 1/2 inch. Should be exact, but you know, it's not always perfect. So about 1/2 inch from all sides. Just try to get it straight if you can. All right, so there's our background. Now, what's cool about this is they have measured all this out so that you're going to have your photo mat here, and then you're going to have your little pieces all around that. So some of the pieces are double-sided, so just remember that you've got two different things here. So we're going to start with one of the flower pieces here. When I say flower, I'm going to say petunia pop because this has got flowers. Then we've got our regular flowers here. The back of this one is the honeycomb, and I am going to make sure my honeycomb is going up and down on all of the pieces that I place. Back to the flowers. I'm sorry, the petunia pop. And then we're going to grab a stripe piece here. So what's going to happen is we're going to end up with 5 pieces across, and they should be evenly distributed. So I kind of like to put that in there like this. So that's basically what you're going to end up with. And then you're going to come down the sides. So on this side, we're going to have one of these here. And over on this side, again, with the honeycomb. On this side, another honeycomb. And on this side, we're going to do one of those pieces. Now, if you want to change something out you, by all means, you can change these around, but just keep in mind, they did kind of scatter these perfectly so that all the designs are spread out as well as possible. So I kind of don't like to mess with that too much just because they've kind of already figured it out for me. So why, you know? Okay, so we're going to do Petunia Pop here. We're going to do, I don't think there's any of that side, so I'm going to flip it over. Okay, so we're going to do Petunia Pop there. We're going to do these flowers, if I can pick them up here. By the way, this last one's going to end up here, so I'm just going to go ahead and set that down. And then for my green, I've got two more pieces. One goes here and one goes here. And then for the blue, we've got one here. Whoops. Scoot that over a little bit. One here and one here. And the other two are Petunia Pops. So they're going to go like this and like this. So that is our little grid, which is super cute. Very cute for Easter time. It's very springy. All the things, right? So that's what it's going to look like. Okay, and then your photo goes inside of that. So once you get all of these pieces laid out, which I kind of like I said, I like to lay them out first so I've got everything where it goes. Then you know approximately, you know, the depth of each of the pieces and where it needs to go. Then you can start laying them out. So I'm actually going to rotate mine this way just because I'm right-handed. It makes it easier. So once I kind of figure out my you know, how far apart each one needs to be, the distance. I'm just going to double check that I like it. Now, I'm going to point something out too. You guys can choose how you want to do this. You can pull this in a little bit so that it matches with this piece. If you do that, okay, so that it's the same distance. Do you see what I'm talking about? Then you're going to reduce the spacing between the pieces and leave more on the edge. So you can do that if you want to. Same thing here. But see, that kind of gets that messed up. So it's not perfect in that way that this is not exact with those measurements. So I prefer, I think, to go on the outside of that and just let this be its own little space. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not going to line up perfectly. I think they could have done this so that it did line up perfectly. I don't know why they didn't. I mean, how hard would that be? That would be super simple. All you got to do is measure this space and then I'm not really sure why they didn't get that correct. Because really this just needs to be 6 plus 2 of these spaces wide. And I don't know why they didn't do that. But you can get it even this way. Okay, so let's kind of use that as our mark. Not really sure. Maybe they felt like it would be hard for people to cut it the right size. I don't know. It's a good question. So it depends on how meticulous you are about this, like how you want it to be. But you can do whatever works for you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start on this corner. I do like to start in my corners. And I'm going to lay this piece down. And then we'll do this corner. Make sure I keep all of my pieces going in the same direction. I'm going to try to get these equal distant. If you need to rotate to do that, you can. Like me, I can't see what I'm doing if I don't do that. Well, it's not exact, but we're going to do our best. Okay, and then I'll rotate this way. And we'll do this one. And I'm not really pressing down yet. I can do that here in a bit. I'm just gonna kind of lay them down so that they attach. but don't get super tight on there. Okay, and then once you've done that, you can start doing the others. So I'll go ahead and add this one. And then this one. So this will take everyone half a second to get all these put on here. Okay, so I asked a question. How many of you have watched 1923, Yellowstone, 1823, any of those things? Did anybody answer? Let's see. You love replays? Well, this one's live. You're catching us live, Sue. Okay, has anybody seen Yellowstone, 1883 or 1923? Please let me know. You've watched them all, Lisa. Okay. I have too. Which one's your favorite of the three? You're glad you're on live, Sue? Your husband watches what? Why don't you watch it, Darlene? So Yellowstone is there's definitely some darkness for anybody who does not want that in their life. especially Yellowstone. In my opinion, 1883 is the most poetic. But basically the creator of them, I can't think of his name right now. He's an amazing writer, like regardless. But I just watched, we just finished not too long ago the second season of 1923, which has Helen Mirren and Harrison Ford in it. And it was really good. I think I'll go ahead and do, well, no, let me go ahead and do the whole line. It is, yeah, it's done. It's just 2 seasons. I mean, they were only meant to be short little series, the spin-offs. Yellowstone was the biggest. But he's done other movies and stuff, and he is really talented. Like other TV shows even. He's just super, super talented. Why can I not think of his name right now? I can see his face. I just can't think of his name. I think it is it Prime? Netflix? What is that on? Lisa, help me out. I'm trying to remember what that's on. I need to do this one first, sorry. I am drawing a blank. I cannot remember what streaming service that's on. I think it's on Prime. They're very good. Like I said, there's definitely some darkness. So if that really bothers you, especially Yellowstone, but they are really good though. Okay. So once you have, I'm trying to get these all straight and lined up. It's not as easy as I'd like it to be. They left us hanging. Prime Minister. Why are you saying Prime Minister? Oh, you're saying they left us hanging in the show, but why are you saying Prime Minister? That's what I'm not following. Is there something? Is that the name of another show that he made? Oh, you meant Prime. Is that what you meant? That's probably what you meant. I'm pretty sure it is on Prime. I'm trying to remember if it's on anything else. I want to say it was on something else too, but don't hold me to that. I shouldn't have pushed that one down. It's a little tight. These are not going to be perfect. That's okay. Life goes on. Okay. I'm just going to get as close as I can. It's driving me crazy that I can't think of his name. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add this piece on next. I still haven't put down these. Is it on Netflix? Man, I don't remember, and my husband's not in here to ask him. He could look it up. So, how many of you have seen Hudson and Rex? I love really good shows, and we have Up Faith and Family, which you can probably see it somewhere else too, but we watch it on Up Faith and Family because I don't know if you can find it anywhere else. I'm not really sure. And I love Hudson and Rex. We're sort of addicted to it. It's not a terribly sophisticated show. It's lower budget, but it's super cute. I want Rex to be my dog. You love Hudson and Rex? Yeah. It's so cute. Which, it's kind of funny because, well, maybe I shouldn't say that. Oh, I don't know. What other shows are you guys watching that you like, or books that you're reading? Because y'all know I love books too. Okay, so once you have all of that done, you can put your photo here. And then we have a couple of other things we're going to add. So we have one of the stickers that you can add is this piece here. This is a hexagon. Now you can also cut hexagons if you have the die set. And this is meant for your journaling. And so you can add this on down here, and you want to do one of the flat surfaces. So I'm going to bring it down a little bit lower than they show, just because I actually want to have a little bit of room for the lettering. So I'm going to bring it down probably about here actually, but you can do it exactly like they show it. So here's a spot for journaling. Then this piece here, Better Together, goes right here at the bottom of your thing. But since I don't have my photo on here yet, I'm just going to save this. So I like to put a little number 1 next to it, and that lets me know that I don't want to forget that one. Also, we're going to put one of the little bees, and the bee that it shows going with this set, with this page, is this one right here. So I'm just going to put a number 1 by that. And that lets me know because that one is going to go over here. So you can see it in the picture here, the little bee. And so you can add that once you get that on there. Now, also, I'm going to point something out. This is, it says here to draw a dotted line using the Petunia Pop marker. You can do that if you want to. So you can take your Petunia Pop marker and you can draw a little dotted line to your bee, the end of your bee. You can also, if you have the stamp sets, there are trail lines that you can actually stamp. So if you want to do that instead, you guys can do that. It's up to you. I'm going to wait and draw my little lines, but you can either do a dash like this, you know, and you can do circling or whatever, or you can do literally like a little dot. Okay. So however you choose to do it is fine. Okay. So that is something you want to add, just coming from the edge of the page and then to wherever your bee stops. Okay. So I'm going to set that back aside. All right. So that is page 1, nice and simple after you get all the squares on there. All right. Page 2. Grab all those goodies. So page 2 is right here. And so this one, really easy to do. We're just going to add our white piece in the center again. The paper pumpkin for this month, has mine come in? No, I don't think mine has come in. If it has, I haven't opened it. But I do expect it's going to be really pretty. Okay, so I'm just going to get this centered. Like so. Add that on. And then we have, this is so easy. We have our 4 pieces. One of these gets flipped over, just like that. And so we're going to take these 4 pieces, we're going to add 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like that. Okay, so we're just going to add these 4 squares on here, and you can bring them closer to the center and leave more of a white gap, or you can try to spread them out. It's up to you. I'm going to actually bring mine to the center. I kind of like that. So let me just try to get a basic same distance kind of thing going on. So I'm leaving about 1/4 inch between, and then there's about 1/2 inch on the sides. Whichever way you want to do it, it's up to you. Okay, so I'll add these pieces on. I do want to make sure that my honeycomb is always going in the right direction. Your hubby likes to watch game shows. That's funny. Yeah, we don't watch game shows. Is it Paramount? It might be Paramount. Are you talking about, which one are you talking about being on Paramount, Kathy? Are you talking about Yellowstone being there, or, oh, you got yours yesterday, Sue? Her paper pumpkin? Okay, so once you get your 4 things on here, now you're going to put your 4 photos. And so you can do 3x3s, you could do 3 1/4 if you wanted to, it's up to you. Then you're going to add your stickers. So the stickers are super simple. The stickers are this little bee here that's holding the little heart. So that's on page 2. And it goes right here. So you guys can see that right here. And then we have this little bee right here that's just smiling. And that also goes on page 2. And that goes over here in the corner. And then we have this sticker that says, "Just Be You," also goes on number 2. And that one's going to go up here, more than likely. Now, you may change some of this around a little bit, depending on what pictures you have on here. But what happened to my other heart? Oh, there he is. Okay. Then you have the 2 hearts. And these are, I'm going to add a little bit to the right hand on the back side. I don't want to put any over here because I want to be able to add this on like this, and if I need to slide my picture under, I can. If you keep it outside the picture, you can go ahead, like they've done, you can go ahead and put it down entirely. So this one we're going to add down here, just like this, and we're done with this page, okay? Because I don't have photos to add to mine right now. If you do, you can go ahead and put that on. So that is the full first layout. Okay? All right. I'm going to stick these in here real quick just to protect them. And of course you can always add embellishments to these if you want to. Oh, by the way, this one also has little trails going to the 2 B's, so don't forget that with your marker or with your stamping. It's up to you. Okay, number 2 layout is our yellow one. So I'm going to start with the left-hand side. So I'm going to grab all of my goodies for our second layout. So we've got our 2 sheets of yellow. We've got these 2 pieces of blue, and then all of these pieces that we cut, plus we have some green hearts. So I'll set those aside for the moment. Okay, so we have 2 sheets here. So one is for the left and one is for the right. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the pieces that I need for each of these on each side. So the longer of the 2 blue pieces goes in the left, and this one goes over here on the right hand side. Are those the same width? I can't remember. Are those different? I was thinking those were the same. Huh, okay. I would have cut those the same if it had been me, but that's fine. Okay, so then we have our B's. This one that goes side to side goes over here. This one that goes up and down is going to go right here. And then we have these 2 pieces that are going to go on top of the blue. And then we've got, I think it is a sticker that goes on top of here. Hold on, let me look. Yeah, so we'll get to that. And then on the front side, we have these 2 pieces. So one of them is going to get flipped over. Oh, okay. You too, Sue. And that is going to go over here like this, basically. So you have this kind of little setup with the blue piece like this. So that's kind of what we end up with, which is kind of funny because that means most of this piece ends up covered, but that's okay. So anyway, this is basically what the main part of the layout is going to look like. So I'm going to move this piece up here. We're going to start with this one. So again, I'm on page 8 of our layout. We're doing the left-hand page of this. And here, I'll put it right there so you guys can see it better. Okay, so we're going to add this part on first. And this says to do it about 3/4 of an inch from the side. So, and about 2 3/4 from the top. But honestly, I mean, it's basically centered. No, it's not. So this is about 8 lines up from the bottom, and then this is right on top of that. So it'll be about like that. But if you want to measure, by all means, measure. You can do that. I'm going to eyeball it. Y'all know me. So I'm just going to go ahead and add this piece on about 8 lines up from the top, approximately, and about 3/4 of an inch from the side. The cool thing about these little lines is it makes it easy to get things straight. So we're just going to add that on, and then we'll add these 2 pieces right on top of this piece. So just line it up. So I've had people ask me before, do you have to use cardstock for the back of your page? No, as you can see here, this is designer series paper. So it is a one-sided designer series paper, but you can use anything for the back of your layout. You don't have to use cardstock. Okay, and then we're going to use this piece for our photo mat. So this photo mat is actually going to be good for 2 photos that are 3 by 4, I believe. Is that what we're doing? No, we're doing 4 by 6s. These are 2 4 by 6s. So let me put this on here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to add this on here about equal distance from the top and the bottom of this, these 2 little pieces here. Just like this. And then your 2 photos will go on here like this. Okay, so whatever photos you're using, that's how they're going to go on there. And then your sticker sheet has Beautiful Life. So we're going to use, and I'm just going to put a 3 here for page 3. So Beautiful Life is going to go up here. So actually, you know what? I can put that on because it's not going to go over my photos. Yay! Okay, So I'm actually gonna, you can have it overlap your page or you can put it up a little bit higher. I kind of like it up higher, but they totally covered all of the paper. I like it up higher though. So I'm just gonna put it there. Then we have our 2 little heart stickers. Now these are going to overlap your photos. So make sure you put adhesive only on the side that is not overlapping your photo. So I will add this one, pretending that these are my photos. It just stuck to my hand. I'm going to add this one over here. Okay, really? So I'm just going to add this one over here. Like so. And this one over here. As you can see, it will overlap your photo a little bit, but if you don't put adhesive on this side, then you can just slide those photos up underneath when you're ready. So that is number 1 of, or the left side of this page. What am I saying? This layout. Y'all know what I mean. Okay, so that's that one. Page 9 has our right hand side. So I'm going to grab all of this and, oh, okay. So what I want to do, I'm just looking at this. This is going to bug me. I really think it's going to bug me. I am looking at this and I'm wondering why. Huh. Okay. I guess it doesn't matter. All right, so what they do have is they have, I believe this is lined up with the bottom of this designer series paper because this is deeper. Well, no, is it? Yeah. Is this a square? I forget. Hold on, let me look at this. 6.5 by 6.5, yeah. Okay, so basically what they've done is they've lined this piece up with this designer series paper here. So it's going to be like about there. This is on top of that. And then this is on top of that. So that is also going to line up with this one. Okay, so if that matters to you, which it does to me, I want it to be lined up. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add this piece on first. And to get them lined up, I'm going to take my 2 pieces and I'm going to tape these together just like this. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I'm noticing something. I want to check and see. Make sure I'm just wondering if does it matter which way you have your paper going. I think it does. Make sure that your papers, yeah, it's not perfect. That's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna just take some washi tape and I'm gonna add that to my paper so that this stays together, okay? And then I'm gonna take a ruler. Any kind of ruler will be fine, though if you have a ruler with a right hand angle on it like this one, it can be very helpful for this kind of thing. So unfortunately it's not going to go very far though, so I'm probably just going to use the straight part of it. So I'm going to line that up with this part, and then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to add, this is just how to get it lined up if it matters to you. That's okay, that's going to get covered. Okay, so I'm going to line it up. I've got it up against the edge of my designer series paper over here. So that means that then I can add it here. Does it say how far apart? About 3/4 of an inch again. So I can get it lined up. And then when I take this piece, I can simply put that on top. and then this one on top of that, and it should be lined up. It may not be perfect, but it'll be darn close. Okay, just like that. All right, so there is that. Now I can remove these. And I know it's lined up to my previous page. Okay, so now I can move that away. Okay, so back to this now. Okay, so now we're going to add this piece here. I'm noticing that this is cut just a smidgen different. I don't know what I did. So I am going to overlap this just a tiny bit so that it's all even. I don't know if I cut my cardstock a little bit longer than I should have. But basically we want it to line up with the end of the designer series paper. So whatever that is for you. Okay, so there we go. So I've got that piece. Then we've got our sticker. So the sticker is this big long piece. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the whole thing. Now, you guys can do this a couple of ways. This measurement here is, let me go back to our cut here. Hold on. Oops, okay. So this measurement here is 4 inches, I believe. Well, we can just double check that with their ruler. Oops, wrong way. 4 inches, okay? So what you can do is you can cut this sticker at 4 inches. To do that, you just want to remove 8 inches of it and then add, you can use the embossing buddy. Do you guys all know what that is? I hope. Hold on, let me show you. So our embossing kit that comes with a powder pal, it comes with an embossing buddy, it comes with several things. This kit includes an embossing buddy. And so an embossing buddy, all you're going to do is you can take this, let me move this out of the way so I don't get powder on everything. You can take this and you can add powder. I'll just show you. So we're going to add powder to the back of this and a little bit of cat hair. Why not? So I'm just trying to get rid of this stick, okay? So once I get rid of the stick, and I need 8 inches of this to not be sticky, basically. So if a little bit of it is still sticky, that's fine. So you can see here the end of it's still sticky. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 4 inches twice. It's a little sticky, but it's not sticky enough to hold on. Okay, the sticky side I'm going to put back down on my sticker sheet. So I can use that. Again, this does have a little bit of stick left, but not enough to be a problem. So now that I've got that, now I can just add adhesive back to it, which is fine. You guys, it's not the end of the world. I just find it easier, you know, when you've got to cut a sticker like this, sometimes it's easier if you just get rid of the stick. I'm trying to pick that up like it's still a sticker, but it's not a sticker anymore because I de-stuck it with my embossing buddy. Okay. So we're just going to add these back on with adhesive like that. Super easy, right? Okay, so for those of you that were curious about that have never seen me do that, that's how that works. All right, so here, what this is for, oops, sorry. We've got these 3x4, not 3x4, 3x3 inch photos, and you can put 4 in this section, or you could do 2 3x3 and a 3x6, or actually 3x6 and a little bit more. You know, so you've got some options, right? So you could put 4 3x3 photos here, and then this area is for your journaling. And so what they have is a little journaling sticker this piece here that you can add here. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to wait because I'm going to journal it on here and then add it later. That's easier for me. And then, so I'm going to write a number 4 next to this because this is for the 4. And then we belong together also needs a 4. Because that's going to go under here and kind of over your sticker. But there's your paper part at least done so that you're ready to add your photos, your journaling, and then the we belong together at the bottom of your little journal piece and onto that photo. Okay, so super easy. The second layout here is totally done. Okay. This is not staying on here. Stay. Okay. So there's the second one. Okay, third layout. And by the way, you have all those hearts and flowers that were in that punch out sheet. You can always add more hearts and flowers if you like. All right, so the third layout is this one here. So there you can see basically what it looks like in its entirety. So I'm just going to grab all of these sheets here. And we're going to start with separating out our pieces. So we have our 2 pieces of Old Olive. I'm actually going to flip mine over because I like the lighter color, but you can leave it, you can do it either way. Okay, so this super large, you've got 2 of these. The fat one goes on the left and this one goes on the right. Then we have these pieces. So this one is going to be here and this one is going to be here. Or these 2 are going to be there. That's what I should say. We have the, let's see. Okay, we have these skinny pieces that are the pink trails. This one goes here and this one goes here. The other 2 trail pieces, you're going to flip over to the green side and we're going to do this one here and this one here. And then we have the petunia pop. Again, the longest one goes here and this one goes here. No, that's not what it's going to look like, but I'm just showing you what pages these go on. So I'm going to move the second page off for a minute. We're going to start with the left-hand side first. Now, the way that they have you lay these down, let me show you this. You can choose to do it in any order you want. If you don't want to do it exactly the way it shows you, do it how you want. But what they have you do first is the green piece, and then you're going to add the trails. Okay, then you're going to add this piece, then you're going to add this piece, then you're going to add this piece. So you get this like fun little layered look, which is super cute. Okay, so we're going to do it like they suggest, and you guys can choose whatever you want. So this tells you that we're going to lay the green piece down 1 3/4 inches from the bottom. So that's where I'm going to start. So I'm going to take this, and I've got my layout here, and I'm going to add adhesive to the back. Reacher was prime. Are you talking about, hold on, I missed some stuff. You talking about Reacher, like, what's his name? I cannot think of, why can't I think of his first name? What's his first name? Shoot. I am so drawing a blank. I absolutely love, if you're talking about the same thing, I absolutely love, I've read the books, all of them, and so I love that series as a whole. So 1 3/4 up from the bottom, and then I can rotate this back around. By the way, if you have those little cut, like flip ups, and they bother you, just remember you can go over that with your bone folder and get rid of it. Okay, next is the little lines. And this one is 3/4 of an inch down from the top of this. So again, you can put this in here and just make sure you put, which is basically going to be below, for me, this little line. So I'm just going to use that as my frame of reference. Jack. Thank you, Kathy. I was like, John, nope, that's not right. Jack Reacher, that's right. Okay. So I'm just going to add that there, about 3/4 of an inch down. Next, we're going to put this here, and this is about 3/4 from the side and about 1 3/8 from the top, or 1 from the bottom. So depending on how you want to do it, go for it. So I'm going to add this, and I am going to try to get it about 1 inch from the bottom, from the top, and then about 3/4 of an inch from the side. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm just going to try to basically get there. Okay, make sure it's straight. So about like that. Then I'm going to take my Petunia Pop piece. Yeah, I love the Reacher series. All of the books are amazing. So if you're a reader, read the books. You'll love them. And this most recent TV series that they've done has been really good. I did watch the Tom Cruise movies, but, or has there been more than one? I think there has. But he's not, Tom Cruise is not the same as the character in the books as far as description looks. Tom Cruise is short, dark-haired. Reacher is more like the guy in the show. So if you want a more accurate representation, it is not Tom Cruise. It's the guy in the show. Okay. Also, we're going to add this piece on here, and this is another one of our 5x7. This is our 5x7 photo. Sorry, this is for the 5x7 photo. So this is the first layout I've ever done with these kits that had a 5x7 in it. I have done layouts myself before with 5x7s from like studio shots, and this is really great for that. But whenever you have a roll of film, like you can tell this is just a candid, or could easily be a candid shot. All you have to do is ask them to print a certain photo out in 5x7, and you'll be able to add it to this. So if you've never done that before, just a little tip for me to you. You can do that with any photo. So you can just add that on. Okay, so we're just going to add this, and I'm going to center it on the edge here so that it's got about the same distance of designer series paper around the bottom edge, the two sides. Don't worry about the top. Just like that. Okay, this is so cute. I do really love this layout, which is why I decided to do it as is, because I do love it. Okay, so I'm going to show you another trick, just like we did before with the stickers. I always leave them off, but you can add them on. So I've got this sticker here, and I'm just going to take my little what's it called? Embossing buddy. Words. I have them. I swear. Wipe all that powder off of there. That's the thing I don't like about it. You get powder everywhere. Okay. And so then, because I just added a little bit to this left wing, now I can add this on here where I want to. And it's okay because I can still slide my photo. Here's my photo. Up under here, because this has been destickified, right? So no problem, you can do it that way too. If you're worried about losing, for instance, any of your stickers or something like that, or you want to make sure to go ahead and get them on there. Okay, also we have the Be Happy sticker, is what it has you down. Now you can line these up if you want to with something, but I actually like it not lined up. So I'm going to make sure it's not lined, it's somewhere between this one and this one. Which is what I think they basically want you to do, but I am going to make sure that it is so. So So we're going to add Be Happy. And then we're going to take a little piece of our blue here. And I'm just going to cut like, I don't know, maybe 2 inches off or something about that amount. And I'm going to tuck it up under this petunia pop piece. And then I'll just add it here. So it's sticking out just like that. And then we have our little flowers. Now our flowers have a little center, and so this has you punch out the little center. However, if you wanted to keep it, you could. I'm going to show you a little trick. So if you take out this light colored one and you see the dark one, you can punch that one out. Now you're going to have to punch out another dark one if you want to do it this way. And then you can add that to this one and put the light one later with your dark one. Okay, so you can do that, or you can just go ahead and put it on here like this. It's up to you. You can also flip them over and have your centers be white if you want to. So there's a couple options there for you. So I'm just going to add this on. You can either use green glue or whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to pop that right there. And actually I am going to go ahead and add the center. So I'll just put a little dot of green glue. Tiny dot, tiny dot. You don't need much. I've got powder everywhere now. And we'll add our little center just like that. Okay, so cute. All right, so that side is done. And I'm gonna grab another tissue. I'm about to use my t-shirt because I find that my t-shirt fabric picks up the the powder better. If y'all ever figured that out? I don't know why. I need to get an old t-shirt and cut it into strips and use that as a rag or something. Okay. So there's that one. Okay, so that's the first page. And then, whoops, the second page, we're basically going to do the same thing, but in reverse. So what I like to do, as you guys probably know, is I'm going to move that. Hold on. I'm going to grab that front page, that left-hand page, and I'm going to stick them together. Why? Because I want them to be completely and perfectly lined up. It's just what I like to do, but you don't have to do it that way because they're going to be in your album lined up, so why not, right? Okay. So I like to literally put them next to each other, and then honestly I find this to be a whole lot easier anyway for laying it down rather than sitting there and trying to measure it. Besides, if you didn't get this one perfectly measured and you try to measure this one, it's not going to be perfect. So let's see. Those will line up if I go this way. Well, they line up a little better, so I'm going to go this way. It's not perfect, but it's close. Okay. So there's that piece. Then we're going to add our bumblebee, what do you call it, trails. So again, by just keeping these together, I can super easily put these down, right? Bumblebee trails. Then we're going to add this piece, and now this one is going to line up with this piece here. So it's a little bit more challenging, but we're going to do it. Also, you guys can decide this. Let me show you something. So if you look at these two pieces here, they basically have them the same distance from the side, but if you wanted to make one further out, you could totally do that. It's up to you. So they have it, let's see, where does it show? 3/4 of an inch. They have it 3/4 of an inch from the side. So you can get them exactly the same, or you can choose to make one a little bit different. So I'm actually going to make this one a little further away from the edge, like maybe 1.25 inches. I just think it looks kind of nice to have it be a little bit different. Kind of follows the pattern of the rest of the layout. So I'm going to try to line this up as far as here going across, but I'm going to do it a little bit further out than 3/4. I'm going to do about 1.25 inches. So again, it's up to you. All right, and then we're gonna add our petunia pop piece. Oh, it's a really great series. If you guys like to read, I highly, highly recommend Jack Reacher. That whole series of books is amazing. In fact, I'm probably behind on the more recent layouts, novels, just because I read so much that I've read all kinds of different things, and so I have to kind of come back and read books in series as they are released. But I may have missed the most recent release, but anyway, they're amazing. So we're going to add that piece on, and then we're going to add these two pieces. Now, you guys can choose if you would rather do it like this. By all means, you can do that. I will point out, though, if you do it this way, as they have done, the purple is going through the center, which looks really nice. So, you know, you do you, but that's kind of what I'm looking at. So again, I'm going to try to make sure it's equal distance around the sides of this piece. So about like that. And then this one. So this one is 4x6 photo, and this one is a 3x4 photo. These mats are just a little bit bigger than that, so you end up with a little bit of, so we're going to end up with a 5x7 here, a 4x6 here, and a 3x4 here. Okay, so that's what your photos are. All right, so now that you've done that, you can remove your tape. Come on. And let me move these so they're out of the way. We don't need that anymore. Okay, so let's finish up this. So they have you writing on this. This is another reason why I chose to do the light side of my olive, because I just feel like I'll be able to read it better. If I use a black pen, I should be able to read it just fine. You can, of course, always come back in and add like an actual piece of paper. You can type it out and add your little story that way. However you want to do it is fine. And so what they've done is they've then taken these stickers. So you've got the flower with the bee, and we're going to add that one here. And then we have the just kind of like smiling with his little eyes closed bee. And he's with this one. So he's just going to join this little guy here. And you're going to make trails here. So if you're going to add a piece of paper, go ahead and do your trails now. And you can put the paper right over the trail. Or if you're not going to do that, then I recommend doing your writing first and then come back in and do your trails around what you write, so that you don't accidentally write where you're going to put that. So that's kind of important too. All the buzz is the sticker that it has recommended for this area. I am actually not going to add this now, only because I don't know how much writing I'm going to do, and if I need it to be up here so that I have more space to write, then I'll do that, or if I want it to be down here so I have less, whatever. So I'm actually going to save this, and this will get a number 6 beside it, so that I remember that that's going to go on that sheet. I don't really want to add it yet. However, I am going to cut a piece, and I'm actually going to do it from this end so I have a straight edge. And I'm going to cut a piece that is, I'm going to say, let's go with like about 2.5 to 3 inches. I don't know what the exact number is. And I'm going to, again, tuck this. I want to put it in about the same place. So I'm going to bring this over here. I'm just going to line up my sheets, and I'm going to tuck under the side that I cut. All right, so once I've done that, I've got it where I need it. Then I can add this here. Now, if you want yours to not come out as far, by all means, you do that. It's up to you. I went ahead and had mine come out further. So if I put a little poem here or whatever, I can print it. I can print it out, I can write it, I can do whatever I want, and then add my little stuff to it. If I do print it out, I can add the All the Buzz sticker to the top of it if I want to. Like, let's pretend this is my printout. I could totally take the sticker and just add it to the top. Or I can put it above the printout piece. That works too. So then for here, I'm gonna grab this punch out sheet that we had a minute ago. And because I have the 2 flowers here, and I actually need, hold on, I need another dark center. I'm gonna punch out the dark center from one of these other flowers so that I have that, and then I can save this punch out with my set if I want to, so that I have another inside piece if I want it. So I'm gonna take the dark flower and I'm gonna add it down here. And then I think, oh, do I want to go ahead and do that? Yeah, I'm gonna make my best guess. How about that? I'm gonna guess where this needs to be. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna do a ton of writing, but if I do, I can probably pick this up with my with my little chiseler and move it. But I'm just gonna stick it up here. And then I can wait and add that circle later if I want. Once I know that that's exactly where I want it. So I'll add that one in there, and I'll add this one in here. And can I tell you guys, these little chads that come from punching stuff out drive me bonkers. I cannot stand them. I have to cut them off. Okay, so that one I'll glue down there. And then I've got my other little sticker here. So that will be the full 3rd layout, just like that. Isn't that cute? It's so cute, right? Love it. It's stuck. There we go. I want to save that for later. All right, so that's the third piece. So we actually have quite a lot left over. Like I said, you've got all of this, which is amazing. You do have a pink hexagon here that's extra. I think that's the only other, we've got this full trail piece and then these 2 pieces left of the strips. And then, like I said, the pink hexagon. So all that's left over. And then, let's see. We have quite a bit of paper left. Is that just one sheet there? Yeah. We've got a lot of pieces of designer series paper and even a little bit of our cardstock left as well. So you have a ton of scraps that you can turn into more layouts, or you can use them to make cards, whatever you want, especially if you have those stamp sets you can use anywhere. So great. So I hope you guys enjoyed these layouts, doing them with me, or if you're going to do them later. If you haven't purchased this kit, go ahead and pick it up. It's great. Go to shamelessstamper.com, click on shop, and then you can go to the search bar and you can put in meant to be, and it should pull up all the stuff. In fact, if you put in B, you'll get a whole bunch of different stuff. And all the stuff that coordinates is really great. So I highly recommend it. And again, just a reminder, the 2 stamp sets, the B's are 3 different sizes. So it is a huge benefit to have both stamp sets, and the punch and the dies and all that for all of the things, right? So then you can do even more with your products. Okay, do not go anywhere. For those of you that are here today live, you're going to be part of my live drawing. If you're watching this on replay, you can still be part of my replay drawing. So make sure that you comment throughout the video. If you've already watched it, make sure you're commenting now so that you can be part of that drawing. I said be part of that drawing. No, y'all didn't think that was funny. I know, I'm a mess. Okay, but we're going to do some super quick announcements. So, absolute last chance, you guys, to sign up for my May. Can you believe this? May? Why? Is it already May? I don't get it. My May card club, last chance. We are doing the absolutely adorable new set from the new annual catalog that starts in May, called Notes and Totes, and it is so cute. So if you're interested in this, make sure you pick it up. Please purchase it from me if you're not a demonstrator. It's so helpful to me in my business, especially this year, since I'm going to be taking a little bit of time off trying to get my mother-in-law's house dealt with and things like that. She's going to be she broke her back. So she's going to be having surgery soon, and then we're going to get her into a really nice assisted living facility so that she has some security there, so she's not by herself, because that's super hard on her to be alone at her age. And so I'm going to have to back off of my business just a little bit. So those of you that choose to purchase from me will be helping me out so much. I appreciate that. If you're a demonstrator, of course, buy it from yourself. But this is a really great set. So this stamp set is sentiments plus some really cute, beachy, fun images. And then, of course, you have the die set, which is the piece de resistance of this set, because it makes such amazing, cute cards. So let me show you. Oops, sorry. Let me show you the projects that we're going to be doing. So we've got this sweet card. Again, you can use any of the sentiments here or any sentiments you already have. Like, wouldn't this be cute with just a note or sending warm wishes? I mean, you guys, you can do anything on this. And so because you have such a big space, you can really make a choice about what you want to do. But I just love all the cute little dies and images and stuff that are in this set. Also, we have this one that has all the things. Your little beach bag with your newspaper. By the way, that is a die that comes in the set. It's amazing. You have your lotion and your water bottle, and it's just so cute. And I love the sunglasses. I think that's everybody's favorite part, is the sunglasses. You can also turn your bag into like an L. Bean style bag if you want to. So there's different kinds of handles that you can put in with your bag. And look, it even has like a little purse scarf or bag scarf. This is just an adorable set, and a fence. I mean, oh my gosh, it's so cute. And then, of course, you can make shopping bags out of this too. So I did make some shopping bags. Newsflash, you're fabulous. Or you could do your own sentiment. Like, I chose a happy birthday from somewhere because I thought that would be really cute with shopping bags for a shopping card. So really, really adorable projects. If you'd like to do the club, please make sure you contact me today, if at all possible. Tomorrow is your last chance to sign up for this. So get signed up, and you're going to get a full pack of the Thoughtful Journey paper and a full pack of the flat back pearls with this club as well. So it is a really great deal. And for those of you that scrapbook, you can get the added scrapbook page, which I'm going to assume the vast majority of you watching this video scrapbook. And so we have this adorable Fun in the Sun scrapbook page that we're going to do. I love the little sand castle. I mean, it's so cute. And look at the bag. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than this. You guys, this is so cute. So I hope you guys like this layout that we did. And so you can get that as an add-on. To add on anything, all you need to do is let me know when you sign up. And to sign up for any of my events, all you need to do is text me. If you IM me or something like that, I might get it, I might not. So my official way to sign up for any of my events is to text me. That way I know that I'll get it, and you'll get a confirmation from me that I have your registration and what's due and all that kind of stuff, so that we don't miss each other in communication. So I highly recommend that. But registration does close tomorrow, so make sure you sign up by then. Also, we have the annual paper share. Can you believe this? I cannot believe it. All right, so it is time for our new annual catalog, and therefore we're having a new annual paper share party. So much fun. All 6 of the new papers in the annual catalog, which I can't open yet, but you can kind of see some of it. All 6 of those papers you get for just $32. You get a quarter of every pack, so you're going to get 72 sheets of designer series paper. All the sheets will be in there for just $32 plus shipping. Unless you're local, and then you don't have to pay shipping. you're also going to get, because this is not just a paper share, it's a paper share party, you're going to get 6 card kits, one for each of the annual paper packs. So we're going to put those together in a live, so you get that whole party experience. We'll put them together, but you're also going to get 3 free gifts. So there'll be an extra pack of paper, an extra card kit, and my designer series paper charts, all for free, included in the price of the annual paper share party. And I also do prizes on top of that. So it's a lot of stuff that you're going to get for just $32. So make sure you sign up for this by May 2nd. That is the cutoff. So registration deadline is May 2nd. And all you need to do is text me or call. But text is the best way, just so I have record of it. Text me. If you are one of Katie's customers or Katie's team, make sure you call her, or text her rather, okay? If you were originally her customer, you contact her. If you were originally my customer, you contact me. Why do we do it that way? Because it's fair. We try to be fair to each other. It keeps our relationship good, and it makes sure that nobody's feelings get hurt. So please do that for us. If you were my customer first, but you do stuff with Katie or vice versa, make sure you sign up with the person you met first, okay? So if you were her customer or you're on her team, make sure you sign up with her. I don't want to steal someone from her, just like she doesn't want to steal someone from me. So it just keeps everything copacetic. All right. Also, there's some extra add-ons that you guys can get. You can get the Color Family Papers packs. There's 6 packs for just $23. You can get the 7 packs of embellishments in the embellishment share for $14. And you can get the stamp sets, which are the right words and beautiful motifs. Or one or the other. Those are add-ons too. And with this, we're going to pay your shipping from the company. So you're going to save 11% that you would normally pay by ordering from the company with us. So when you order this with us, you'll save that 11%. And so you can get one or both of these. These are the stamp sets we're going to be using for the cards that we designed, but you can use any stamp sets you want, you guys. But these are both from the new annual catalog. And beautiful motifs you can also get as a bundle with its really cool dies that are also really great for background things. You've got 2 background stamps in this one too. This one, for instance, cuts into the card, but it doesn't cut it out. And I think, if I'm remembering right, this one is that way, and this one is that way also. Whereas this one, yeah, this one and this one actually cut out an image. So you get some really fun little pop-up pieces that you can die cut into your background. So these are super cute. So you can get both of those too. If you want everything I just talked about, you can do the I want it all option, which so many people like to do. But you can also pick and choose whichever way works best for you. And if you do the I want it all, you don't pay any extra shipping. You just pay the same amount you would pay with just the main paper share, which is really nice. So it saves you some money there too. All right, so that's the paper share. And then last but not least, as far as events coming up go, you have some time for this one because the sign up isn't over until June 14th, but our In Color Club, or my In Color Club, is happening. This is a 5-month event, and so if you are interested in this, you'll get all 5 in colors that are coming out in the new catalog, 1 each month: June, July, August, October, and November, starting with Strawberry Slush, Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, Cloud Cover, and Secret Sea. Beautiful colors. You're going to get all 8 of the items that come in that color. So you're going to get the 24 pack of cardstock, the ink pad, the ink refill, the blends combo, the Stampin' Right markers, the designer series paper, the faux linen ribbon, and a special card kit designed by me. Each of those months you're going to get those things in that color, corresponding color. And then you're also going to get a free pack from me of the In Color flat pearls, which are super beautiful. And so those are gorgeous, and that's a free gift from me to you for doing the In Color Club with me. So if you're interested in this, please join us. You do get a card kit with each month. So for those of you that are demonstrators, maybe you've already purchased this stuff, but you want the cards. Same thing for the paper share. You can get just the cards from me if you're interested. So please text me if you're a demonstrator and want that option, I'll be happy to send you information on that. And so sign up for this ends on June 14th, so you've got some time. All right, last but not least, if you'd like to receive my creative inspiration calendar totally for free, it has all of my Facebook Lives posted on it, plus all the other days have a creative prompt. So this is a fun little free gift for you just for signing up for my email list. I will add you to it. You will get this on or around the 25th of the month. I promise never to inundate you with email. I don't even like email, so I'm good to even send this out in a month. It does include my Facebook Live info and also my contact information on it. And I try to keep them super cute for you guys, so you can print these out, have them to use however you want, whether you use them as a to-do list or just to have inspiration there when you need it. So anyway, and I made the April one like super colorful, right? So if you're interested in this, please sign up for that. Okay, I think that is all the announcements, and so it is now time for the prize drawing. By the way, if you guys haven't checked out the last chance list, make sure you do that because there's some new items on there. We have lots of stuff retiring from the annual catalog and the spring catalog. So this is our biggest retirement time of the year. And so there's going to be a lot of stuff going away. So make sure you pick those up before they're gone. Okay. So let me, if you guys can give me a drum roll, I'll put some goodies out here. I can't do it till I see a drum roll. Darlene, oh my gosh, she put bees in her drum roll. You know, that might scare the drummers away with all those bees. Besides, what if one of them's allergic? I mean, that might not be a good idea. Thank you, Kathy. Yeah, it's going to be a lot because she's kind of, a bit of a pack rat. I shouldn't call her that, but yeah, she's a little bit of a pack rat, so we're going to have a lot to go through. Okay, so let's put some goodies out here. We have the Heirloom Arrangement Kit stamp set. This is a brand new stamp set. This is my extra one. And this is super cute. We also have the beautiful bokeh paper. We have the Melon Mambo and Granny Apple Green foil. You guys, specialty paper is so cute and just can be used for anything, so I absolutely love this. And you have both the Melon Mambo. Oops, I don't have the Granny Apple Green showing. Can you guys see it there? So you have 2 sheets of each in there. You can also get the pick 4 ink spots. If you choose this option, I'll text you a picture that has all of the colors that I have available to choose from. You can pick your 4 favorites that you'd like. Also, you can get a D size block from me. I also have a ton of these. These are the gold holly leaves. They're like a fabric embellishment that has like, can you see that? It has like gold thread going through it. So pretty. They make really, really gorgeous cards. And then you also have the little chiseler, which is not a Stampin' Up! Product. It is a company all its own. I buy them in bulk and pass that savings on to you guys. So if you ever want to buy one, they're just $2 from me, or you can get them on Amazon. There are more there, but you can get them from me for just $2. And then I also give them away free in my drawing. So today, those of you that are watching live today, have a really high chance of winning because there's not nearly as many of you on live because it happens to be Easter. But don't worry, we'll be doing a replay drawing as well next week. So if you watch this on replay, be sure to comment and you'll be able to be a part of that one. In fact, we're going to do the one from last week today as well. So are we ready? Here we go. I'm going to grab the link from this video and pop it in the random Facebook comment picker. And I'm going to get all the comments. This is such a great website. What would I do without it? Oh, I love it. Okay, here we go. Such a small little group of guys. Gals, rather. You guys, there's so few of you today. Okay, Pauline Landit, congratulations. You are the winner today. And it's okay. We're just a cozy little group today. Okay, and then last week we did... What did we do last week? I don't know. Last week we did, the case it. So cute. If y'all missed that card that I did last week, where is it? Make sure you check that one out. So we're going to grab, I shouldn't say cute. Well, it is cute, but it's pretty too. I'm going to grab that link and we're going to pop this in here. So Pauline, make sure you go ahead and put in the comments, sorry, I've got hiccups, if you haven't already, what you're interested in. And then I'm getting all the comments from last week, and I'm gonna hit start. That's more normal amount of people. And our winner is Sherry Parker. So congratulations to Sherry. I don't think she's on today, so I will text her and let her know that she's won, unless you're on and I missed you. Oh, that's okay, Jill. It happens. Especially Easter, right? Like, I knew a lot of people were going to be busy. In fact, someone was like, you're going to do a video on Easter? I was like, yeah, we don't really do anything in the afternoons anymore because our kids are, you know, not little. So, sure thing, Pauline. The bokeh paper is yours. So I hope you guys will join me next week for more creative inspiration. On Friday, we will be doing the Beautiful Bokeh Club, or Beautiful Butterflies, if you want to call it that. For those of you that signed up for it on a special channel, so I won't be here, but you can join me there if you did sign up for the club. And then here on this main channel, Saturday and Sunday. On Saturday, we'll be doing a kit collection video, and then on Sunday, we'll be doing craft organizing. So please join us for more creative inspiration. I hope you guys have a really great rest of your week and weekend even. A good Easter. Happy Easter. He is risen. I'm so glad that you guys are here with me today, or that you're watching the replay, whatever the case may be. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. Have a great day. I love you. God bless.